March 2022, soya prices globally hit their highest in a decade. Why? The US had raised the Federal Reserve rates. That's it.
And you're sure that's it?
Yes. Okay, fine. There was the rising Chinese demand of soya, the biofuel requirement, the exploding input prices, expanding global supply, weather, geopolitical tensions. Your Ugandan shillings bought less soya per kilogram. The feed bill rose. The margin disappeared. And you had no vote in any of the decisions. You couldn't protest about it. You couldn't protect your gains. It's the gauge. It's the cage. Huh? The gauge or the cage? Whatever. Not physically. No. This is systematically. And we're going to see how it is done and how to build a different system. Not entirely to escape the global trade, but to create a global biological dependence reduction system. BDRS. This is exit strategy. Previously, we have talked about how the dollar enters your bill through the premix, the fish, the equipment, the labor, through exchange rate movements. Today, we build a response. We're going to take the example of you trapped in a cage, and there are four sides. You have to break down the four sides, or you have to cut down four parts to escape, or to open the padlock to escape. We're going to use four examples. So number one, the biggest dollar leak in feed is soya and fish meal. Both are global commodities, all priced in USD. First, we have to replace them with something on site. We're going to separate this into 6 parts: the animals, the insect, the legume, water, and then advanced. So we start with the animals. What can you easily access? I believe all can access the blood meal. Yes. 70-80% protein. That's very nice. The poultry offers 77, 70 or it's 50. I believe it's 50 to 60% protein content. The problem is with this animal alternative protein sources is that the processing has to be high grade. Next, we go to the plant. Alfalfa, moringa, sweet potato. Alfalfa, 15 to 20% protein content. Moringa, 25 to 30%. Sweet potato, 15 to 24%. We have insect, and we all know this one, the BSF, even making burgers out of it. 35 to 45%. And all this can be accessible, I believe. If it can be accessible in your area, tell me and we see other alternatives you are at the reach of, and we all learn. We have the mukuna, that's the legume part, lab, and the cowpeas, all ranging from 20 to 35%. Then water, we have azolla and duckweed. Azolla and duckweed have that range between 30 to 40%. Then we have the advanced, the single cell protein, the yeast protein. This is a lot. I don't remember what percentage they are, but they're really high Great. I think I talked about it recently. You can check that video before. When protein is on site, you have a fixed asset. You're no longer tying to the variable that's the USD commodity markets. Structurally different, price volatility has nothing on you. The BSF is set up. You can test it on your own self with your people, and you can understand what is best needed for your farm and your community. Second thing that is going to free us from this cage is genetics. And I know this is very hard because it implicates decisions farmers already make. The purchase of improved breeds, the fast growing, high performance, beautifully designed, meticulously altered pace. God creation. That's what I want to say. The problem is that they are often designed around specific nutritional inputs. First, they grow when they are fed the right imported concentrate, premix, or fully made feed. Reduce it, growth stagnates dramatically. Remove everything and start using the local ingredients, you'll suffer. This can be seen as a subscription. You have entered into the Apple alternate of animal feed. You're buying biological dependency on inputs. The genetics are designed around the breed plus the premium feed. But they're not one package. They are solely some marketed. But if you go deeper, you realize it's a whole marketing cycle that you're putting and you can't get out. How to get out of this? We need resilience. Choosing or developing lines that perform adequately, not maxing. No. The local ingredients. Thinking you're supposed to add more local ingredients to get the best out of the hybrid breed. But the local fish or local chicken grown 10% slower and properly converts the moringa and the blood meal efficiently is profitable in a currency crisis. Then the hybrid is expensive and needs the inputs of vaccines, the environment, what type of water, whatnot. And I'm not saying just run away from the hybrids and then just replace the whole farm with the local or the genetics of your own country's original animal species. No, I'm saying integrate them slowly by slowly. Test as you integrate them. Put like a small batch and test and see. As you're using the hybrid to get money, that when you are fully confident to change the local, you are equipped. Not only the third thing to break out from this cage is knowledge. It's costless and scales fast. The dollar wins partly because knowledge is central. Nutritional research is behind a paywall. Expertise, the people who practice this all the way to PhD and masters, are in large companies far away from us. The farmer is the last to know what the scientist discovered 5 years ago. I just discovered last year that the Chinese had found a way to make eggshells. Was it eggshells or it was something? They were able to synthesize something to animal feed. And they already done it. I got that thing on social media, but the Chinese had already done it around 2018 or 2017. They already done it. a farmer in Hoima who learns the amino acid profile of a dried aquatic feed like azeola or duck feed. And then they make a formula replacing 20% of soya with this azeola wonder feed ingredient. Or a farmer in Masaka who understands water temperature and crude protein and understand how with their relationship they can adjust the feeding rate without wasting feed. You become part of the infrastructure. Not all of it. You could say our channel is part of the infrastructure, right? No, just like 0.000001% of it. So build knowledge, network, connect, test with your friends and families and community. Join groups. Also have test groups. Document and use that data for the good of your future. The only thing not fully taken by the fourth thing is simply your head. You're thinking that because the US is of high caliber, they are highly smart people and whatnot, they have all that they need to become great and rich, that you have nothing. Please, 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 I need you to move that from your head. I need you to think widely, think smarter, think better. Don't just give up just like that. Because that's how they cage us in, that's how they use us. This is not in regards to the ongoing consultations with the sovereignty bill. That's another conversation which I need to do because it really hurts the agriculture sector. Some people are going to come in the comments and say, this is fine for subsistence farming, but it can't feed a country, man. Real food requires scale. Scale needs industrialization. Industrialization needs global trade. But I'm not saying abandon the ship and just swim away to somewhere else, to a new island, and then create a new global trade order. No, 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 no. But just remember what happened in Cuba, like around the 1990s, late 1990s, when the Soviet Union collapsed, and the access that Cuba had to the imported fertilizers, pesticides, and feed had gone all away completely. America wasn't supporting them anymore. They didn't believe in their socialist. Was it socialist? Yeah, their socialist ideologies. So they weren't supporting them at all. They were going to put embargoes and whatnot on them. And Cuba was highly dependent on the Soviet Union. When it collapsed, they also collapsed, but not fully. They got up, recuperated, and created a local system, which has been now studied by many people across the different countries in the Caribbean, Africa, and I think most of Global South, to understand how it can be functional, not perfect, but functional, creating that biological intelligence. You can call it CBI, the Cuban Biological. FBI is Federal Bureau of Investigations. So this is the Cuban Bureau of Biological Intelligence. Also, it's a CBBI. Yeah, CBI. To give another example, you can look at the smallholder farmers in Asia or Africa or like the Global South. They produce 50 to 70% of food consumed in their areas. They have minimal access to supply chains and industrial agriculture. That goes to show you that small ain't always better. It goes to show you that sovereignty is more durable than dependence. Okay, fine. You guys win. The dollar is the world currency forever, never, never. Yeah. But to me, nutrition is the world currency forever. Every bird, every fish, every insect, every cow run on biological inputs. And the farmer control the inputs at the local level. If they did that properly, they could control something crazy. One doesn't beg for power. No, they build a different house. They break that cage, get out, and become someone new and better with other people. This is the end of the dollar series. I'm Chiboneka from Tree Patient. System recapture. Green.